Hey folks, it's Cement once again, and welcome back to another video. A few people actually liked the background I had when I was doing my movie collection videos, so I figured that, maybe try a few videos here. See how that works, see how people liked it or what. Not, do a couple of videos, and one of them is a film that the only reason I'm reviewing, if I can find the movie, is a very nice guy named Travis had sent me quite a few stuff and a package that I had no idea was coming. And long story short, he wanted me to review this film, Delta Force 3. That's all he asked for. I mean, there's quite a few stuff in that package. And the last time I did unpackaging, thanks to Travis, if this is all he asked for, I'm like, getting all this stuff and this is all he asked for, I'll be fine to check it out. Now, if you're wondering why don't I review the first two, I want to wait on that for a Chuck Norris marathon. And there is no Chuck Norris. There's, I believe, his son, Mike Norris, Nick Cassavetes, which nice guy, Shamosin. He reminded me that he's the villain in The Wraith. He did a better job in The Wraith. Eric Douglas, who I don't know if he's the son of Michael Douglas or if he's even the son of Kirk Douglas. I don't know. Mike Norris is the son of, I believe he's the son of Chuck Norris. Matthew Penn, I don't know, is he the brother of Sean Penn? And then John Ryan, who is the, I believe he plays the Russian. From the makers of Delta Force 1 and 2, a new generation of action-adventure excitement. Directed by Sam Furstenberg, who did Revenge of the Ninja, and American Ninja 1 and 2, and Avenging Force, all way, way better than this piece of shit. And this movie is a piece of shit. Younger and tougher, because they have to be. In other words, Chuck Norris was approached for this. This is when Canon was in its low cash days. And I believe Chuck Norris mentioned, well, there was trivia saying there was some helicopter crash in Delta Force 2 that he was really angry about, and he didn't want to come back. Probably, I also remember reading trivia that he wasn't happy with the finished product of Delta Force 2, and that it was supposed to be a bigger movie, and I really talk about Delta Force 2. This movie, your biggest fucking star is Nick Cassavetes. That's when you know you have a problem. Eric Douglas, like, who the fuck is that? Mike Norris, who the fuck is that? Matthew Penn. Oh, not Sean Penn or Chris Penn. Matthew Penn. John Ryan. Is he related to Jack Ryan? Oh, he's not real. Well, neither of the people in this movie act like any real people. Not much to say about this movie. It starts off with a topless woman. Ooh, titties. Better watch a porn for that. And get more excitement. And she blows herself up to kill a politician for Allah. And the Delta Force, they're training. Then they start fighting with these guys who are Russians, and they gotta team up to stop the Arabs from sending human bombs to the U.S. And there's just certain things I noticed. Little things. Number one, I find it funny that anytime they cut to America, they always say Miami, Florida, USA. Like, in case you don't know where Florida is, it's in the U.S. Hey, where's Florida? I think that's in the USA. Even though most people seeing this would be in the U.S. But, hey, in case you don't know Miami, Florida, that's in the USA. Make sure you put that in the title cards. And they do that more than once. Miami, Florida, USA. They do that like 3 times. I'm like, in case you don't get it, Miami, Florida is in the U.S. See, I thought it was in the U.K. I want to go Miami, Florida in the U.K. That's what I thought, but it's the U.S. Oh, shit. You're right. This woman joins for intelligence, and she's going to go a bit undercover, kind of be used as bait, plant some stuff. which then I don't remember them ever blowing up. You get this bullshit. Oh, the Ruskies versus the U.S. argument bullshit. Oh, one of my men is blown up. We need to help him. No, I'm going to shoot him. No, you're not. You're not shooting one of your own men. You don't have to shoot me first. Nothing about these characters stand out. I know you're saying it's a Delta Force movie, Matt. I know that, but they're all fucking sticks of wood. They're boring. There's no presence. There's no presence. Chuck Norris has a presence. Maybe you don't think he's the best actor. Maybe you wouldn't even say he's charismatic. But he has a presence. He has a look. And he can kick ass. Most of the fighting is done by Mike Norris. Really enough, since he's not the star of the movie. I don't know why they didn't just make him the star of the movie. Starring Norris. Mike Norris, but they didn't do that. And then they kind of try to do the Delta Force theme, Alan Silvestri's Delta Force theme. They kind of try, but then not really. Because you kind of have this almost Casio keyboard version, but then it's not quite. It's like they have the build-up. Dun, 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 dun. Then they go off on their own thing, and I'm like, I'll just watch the first film. Dun, 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 dun. Better movie. Lee Marvin and Chuck Norris are better actors than these people. And Sam Furstenberg, he must have been sleepwalking while directing this. Just there's nothing to it. You have this firefight. You have a moment where Mike Norris kills a few people. The woman that are with him goes undercover, has sheets all over her face, plants these bombs. The idea, and I don't remember them blowing up. There's a guy who follows her. She stabs one. She runs, changes clothes, runs more, gets captured. Then this bad guy says, "You will hold this bomb for 6 hours. If you can hold it for 6 hours, you will live." So it's the James Bond thing. "Oh, Mr. Bond, I want you to die. I just won't kill you now." And for those asking, no, I'm not seeing Spectre until VOD. I have no interest in going to theaters. Way too much money. Delta Force gets there. They disarm the bomb. I think it's actually Eric Douglas who disarms the bomb. And even a guy throws a knife. He takes it in the arm. Kills a guy. Disarms the bomb with a knife in his arm. Mike Norris beats up and kills a few. And they're there to grab this guy. Grab this Arab leader guy. And they're going off. I swear to God, there's a scene where all of them are together in this hallway. And they're going towards camera. And all of a sudden, explosions are happening behind them from these rooms. Like, they're going, like, and behind them, pew, pew, pew. And I'm like, where the fuck? Oh, are those the stuff she planted? I rewinded. Literally, I'm seeing people do this. Like, with nothing in their hand. I'm like, are they throwing invisible grenades? Literally, it's like, they act like they're throwing something, but I'm not seeing anything in their fucking hand. Both in their hand or leaving their hand. Again, are the grenades invisible? Is that like a standard thing? Like, they do this and then elicit an explosion later on when they're in safe distance? So I guess, I don't know. It's not something I would usually notice, but I'm like, I guess they have invisible grenades. That's what the Delta Force go with, which they never use again. I don't know. I swear, they're throwing nothing, but things are blowing up as they go up behind them. Again, not much to the characters. Maybe Matthew Penn, who's kind of not really the kind of guy that usually doesn't go into battle, wears glasses. Maybe he's a little bit sweet on the girl, maybe. Eric Douglas and one of the Russians kind of bond for a little bit. And I swear it's about 5 minutes at most. But I guess 5 minutes is enough time that when his roosty buddy gets shot in the neck and dies, and they have this trying to be Oscar-worthy moment, Eric Douglas goes ape shit, just runs out in the middle. This is after like a little chase in a truck, and then they're in the middle of nowhere waiting for helicopters to come pick them up and shooting bad guys. Eric Douglas just runs out, gets shot, and just throws like a bag with explosives, and then explodes up, and mostly you see his body like blow back and half his body blown back, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of a violent death for such stupidity. I'm like, you would have more than likely lived. I mean, the only injury he had was the stab in his arm earlier. It wasn't like, oh, I got shot, I'm dying anyway. No, he literally kills himself. Idea's supposed to be like, oh, I will sacrifice myself. And I'm like, you just hide behind the big boulder you're at and just keep shooting? Or, duck and move? No, I'm just going out. So Eric Douglas dies from stupid suicide bomber death. They get on a chopper after shooting the bad guys. They get the guy they captured. Pretty much open his eyes and have him look at some pictures. And if this needle goes crazy, it's someone he recognizes. Because throughout the film, when it goes to Miami, Florida, USA, there's this woman who worked at a TV station, and she gets beat up, and then this guy comes in to help. And of course, immediately you go, it's kind of strange that they got another sort of Arab-looking guy to save her. And then in the beginning of the film, they're talking about human bombs. I wonder if this is going to come into play. Oh, big surprise. Yes, he is a bad guy. And he did this to, save the girl in order to get close to her and get into the taping of this TV program to kill, I don't know if it's the president or whatever the fuck. They get in. The guy has a bomb, like behind the girl's wheelchair. And like the only moment that it was even halfway decent was the Russian throws no, not the Russian. Nick Cassavetes slides on the floor, stabs his foot so that his foot doesn't get off and detonate the bomb, and then the Russian shoots and hits the guy right between the eyes. Then one goes, nice throw, and the other goes, nice catch. And even though that doesn't make sense who threw what and who was catching what. Well, I think because it was the Russian's knife. I think he threw the knife to Nick Cassavetes so he could slide and stab the guy. So that's what they were notating. See, that's how forgettable this movie is. I forgot that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it is. But great, the last moment of the movie is like the only okay moment. Not even good moment, okay moment. But yeah, this movie, Delta Force 3, it is like a 2.79 to be for a reason. Sam Furstenberg did a poor job. He had no money. This is when Canon Films had jack shit for money. It went zzz because that's how you feel after watching this fucking film. Mike Norris didn't display much of the martial arts prowess that his dad does. No one has any charisma or presence. It's fairly boring. It's really forgettable. And it's a huge waste of time. And I literally told you every single thing that happened in the film in less than 15 minutes. Usually it takes me like 40 minutes to get through But that's really, there's nothing to this film. Even the menu, it's just play movie. Just like, you don't need anything else. Just this movie isn't worth it. Oh yeah, and the full title is Delta Force 3, The Killing Game. The Killing Game. But yeah, by the early 90s, Canon Films had jack shit for money, but there's still films they did that I liked. I mean, weren't they behind Street Night? I know they was going to have more money and they got cut down, but Street Night's still a good movie. Hell, isn't Hellbound one from Chuck Norris? I like Hellbound. Great, it's low budget, but I like Hellbound. Because you have Jeff Speedman and Chuck Norris, not Nick Cassavetes and Eric Douglas and Matthew Penn. Shit cast, shit acting, shit action, boring, forgettable, dull, slow, and extremely forgettable. And that's Delta Force 3. Even Operation Delta Force with Jeff Fahey and Ernie Hudson is better than this. Of course, they also just have Jeff Fahey and Ernie Hudson. But yeah, not much more to say about it. So, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later.